How was your practice last week, Doug?
It was better than the week before,
Good.
and so I would have to say I had a good week.
Uh-huh. And it feels good to get back on track.
Oh, certainly does. Yeah.
I think that's a good sign. How about you, Carol?
Well, I didn't have my mentor prodding me as much as he could have.
Okay. Well, it certainly was my fault. I noticed I had that problem too when I was a Cub Scout leader a very long time ago. The biggest problem I had in my pack was my own son. So, but again, with all of these things, the fact that we continue to pursue this, I think, says something,
Yep.
about what is the most important to us. All right, so then let us get to our work. And now we will start with some mindfulness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, feeling the breath in and out, fully receiving what is experienced, then letting it go. All right.
Oh, man, what
Now, just today, I'll talk about the Yoga Sutras still some more, chapter 3, which is called Vibhuti-pada, or expansion. This Vibhuti-pada is translated as the chapter on expansion. What is important for us in our mindfulness practice is his description of the 3 internal limbs of yoga, which are concentration, meditation, and samadhi, or liberation. The practice of these 3 limbs together is in yoga called integration. Patanjali describes the transformation that takes place when the mind enters into these states, moving from one-pointedness and concentration to the balance and silence of the mind in meditation, and finally to the freedom of samadhi, or liberation. One way to strengthen the concentration is through action. For yoga, this is done with the different poses. In mindfulness, we do this when we watch our breath. We train the mind to concentrate. Once concentration has been practiced with some success, we can let go of the focus of concentration and enter into the meditative state of stillness and absorption, where no thoughts clutter the mind. The mind is no longer holding to one point, but it is approaching silence. This state cannot be reached through effort or exertion. It comes of itself. Once the state of meditation is attained, the next stage is liberation, bliss, samadhi. In samadhi, there is great awareness and deep insights may come. Einstein once described how he came to his revolutionary concepts such as E equals mc squared. He would concentrate fully on the problem to the exclusion of everything else. Then he would let go, relax, release from the concentration. It was in these moments when he was relaxing, thinking of nothing, that the answer would come to him in a flash of clarity. When he allowed deep silence into his mind after deep concentration, the result was liberation from his earlier ideas. We see the process: concentration, absorption, then liberation. In today's world, though, disciplined and prolonged concentration are not encouraged by our society. We are distracted by fast-paced activities, multitasking, and sensory stimuli. Society treats us as consumers and producers who should work fast and hard to make money in order to spend it fast on consumer products that in turn speed up our lives. The more things we have, the more of our time is taken up in the care of material concerns. The simpler our life is, the more likely we'll have time to devote to lasting priorities. Perhaps artists, scientists, and yogis are a few examples where concentration is still valued as part of a lifestyle for developing ourselves. But for all of us, to train the mind with meditation is a way to strengthen the mind, and concentration is the first stage of a process that brings our experiencing deeper internal wisdom. These last three limbs, concentration, meditation, and samadhi, are all internal processes. They are seen as the heart of yoga. These bring the transformation of quality of life, character, and condition of the mind that is the goal of yoga. Now, the rest of this chapter deals with powers, siddhis that were said to come to advance yoga. I was taught by my teacher that siddhis are of and for the mind and ego. And since my own goal in practice is to get deeper than the mind and ego, siddhis are a distraction. They are not of interest to me. Now, I have known people with siddhis, and I saw that these cities inflated their ego and prevented deeper spiritual growth. Patanjali warns that pursuit of these magic powers while forgetting the greater goal of liberation is definitely another obstacle on the path. As you continue to practice, you might gain some mild cities, but don't become attached. They are just distractions. So now we will have a video, and this video is from the Daily Calm on letting go.
Welcome to the Daily Calm. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position in a posture that feels relaxed yet alert. Close your eyes, soften your forehead, and let there be a soft smile in the corners of your lips. Now take a few long, deep breaths to relax the mind and body. Take a slow, deep belly breath. Hold it for a moment, and then gently release that breath. And just repeat that pattern a couple of times, taking slow, deep breaths, and allowing any tension you're holding to melt away. Now naturally allow your breathing to become light and easy, allowing the rise and fall of the breath to happen in its own time, at its own pace. And just following the breath as it flows through you, following it in, following it out, breath by breath, moment by moment. You might notice thoughts arising as you sit. Thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future, thoughts about something you should have said or done, thoughts about what's for lunch. Don't make an effort to look for thoughts, but when they arise, simply notice them. In particular, notice if they have a charge. Pay attention to whether they trigger emotion of any kind. What we want to do is refrain from getting sucked into the content of our thoughts and emotions. Ideally, we want to view thoughts like water trickling down a stream, letting thoughts come, letting thoughts go, letting emotion come, letting emotion go, not getting caught up in them, simply observing that thoughts are happening without taking them so seriously. Allow everything to come and go like the breath. Breath after breath after breath. Now rest your attention, taking a few deep breaths, noticing how it feels to pay attention to thoughts without clinging to them, without taking them personally. And since we're on the theme of relationships this week, see if you can practice not taking things personally in regards to your relationships with others. When we have to deal with difficult people, we sometimes feel attacked. Often other people's behavior isn't about you, it's about them. If we choose to take situations personally, we become offended and reactive because we feel the need to defend our beliefs, and conflict intensifies. But if we refuse to take things personally, we can often de-escalate our emotional response and any potential conflict. Through the day, as an experiment, try practicing not taking things personally whenever you can. And perhaps now, make an intention to seal that effort. And as we approach the end of the session, just relax your attention. Come back to the room. Come into your body. Feel it alive. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Calm. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
And now we will continue the meditation on our own, breathing in, feel the energy filling my body, breathing out, feel the calmness spread throughout the body. All right. Now let us close with a short chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. All right. I just want to say something about the guided meditation. In it, she walked us through what is a real valuable part of mindfulness, which is the ability to just watch a thought without reacting to it. This is the heart of letting go. You can have whatever thoughts you do, you just don't have to take them seriously. You don't need to act on them. when you actually know this, then it gives you a real kind of freedom